What culture?
Lovely opening titles. I don't know what happened to them. Hello everybody, welcome to WhatCulture Gaming. I'm Scott, and as a sort of celebration of the main channel hitting over 2 million subs and the massive journey that we've been on, even on the gaming channel as well, a whole bunch of us are revisiting our old videos back from, for me, 2015. And we're going back to the original videos that we put online and just to see what we were like back then, our presenting styles, if you can call that, and just to see how far we've come on ticking over these incredible new subscriber numbers. Now, for me, like I said, it goes all the way back to even earlier than 2015, but some of those videos have been removed. Some of our early attempts at doing YouTube stuff no longer exist, but some of them are online. And yeah, because I'm one of the most long-standing employees at the company, I go all the way back to 2015. So, for my piece de la résistance, I'm going to be reacting to 9 celebrity voice actors who ruined their video games. The version from 2015. Now, this was inspired by Destiny, and the first time I heard Peter Dinklage's voice acting in Destiny, and I just remember thinking, this is awful, but I'll react to that as we go. So hopefully this stuff will sync up with whoever's going to be editing it, and I'm sure it'll be a lovely time. Now, I've not been back to this video since 2015, so we'll just see.
What culture?
We're here with 9 celebrity voice actors who completely ruined their games.
I'm so half
This being
asleep,
one
man.
of the first big games for the industry, and the first time developer Neversoft managed to grab some A-list talent for their project. 1998
I'll give you an insider thing.
As the first
When we started doing, pause this. When we started doing videos back in the day, we didn't have the walled in, the sound foam and all that kind of stuff. Well, we did have some foam, but we didn't have a room to set it out in. So we basically took a box. And we just made some foam. We walled it out with the insulation foam. We put that inside a box, and we used to just do voiceovers into a box. I think this is how it would have been how this one was recorded, because we were in a different office back then too. Yeah, so it's just me trying to make voice acting work or voice recording work in a foam box when we're in an office where there was nobody else there. And just trying to make it work, even though I'd never done this stuff before, and just trying to make it sound interesting. So it didn't. I mean, the video still did very well. You know, WhatCulture Gaming got off the ground. But oh god, my diction, my delivery. I'm just, hello guys, hello, welcome to WhatCulture. Anyway, 21 seconds in, we'll keep going.
Apocalypse will also be remembered by many older players as the first dual joystick title to make it to consoles. The problem though was that the whole thing was balmier than a platoon of cartwheeling pheasants.
What?
But the one thing that grates, even if you can throw on the nostalgia specs, is Bruce Willis's acting. Sounding more as if they've just pointed a microphone in the general vicinity of him as he shouted across the street to a friend. Most of his lines aren't even mixed.
I love the irony of doing, me chastising other professional actors for their video game line deliveries, when I just busted out balmier than a platoon of cartwheeling pheasants, which is the sort of thing that you write down in an article and you go, yeah, that's going to be really funny for whoever the hell reads that I'm never going to see them. I'm never going to know if you liked it or not. And then, back then we didn't adapt the script as much to give it a little bit of the old personality when you do the video version. So I just read that out. Platoon of cartwheeling pheasants for you and me.
I'm gonna stick my foot so far up your ass.
From one A-lister to another, Christopher Walken's turn as George in True Crime Streets of LA was not one of his best.
Just insulting Christopher Walken
the most over-parodied and hilariously self-aware characters in Hollywood, but his performance in True Crime is either going to be something you really love because it's so stupidly over the top and wackened up to the max, or you'll be thoroughly
me trying to do a
baffled by his confusing
Christopher
intonation
Walken.
That's what Viagra's for, sonny boy.
And it's clear from
To
his
be
time in
honest,
the studio that
I like True Crime. I know everyone brags on it. I know the voice acting was terrible. I did look at it. It's just, it's maybe not the best game ever, but I love this game. This and the follow-up Streets of New York. How you can hide weapons in the trunk and everything. It was great. Okay, Tobey Maguire in the Spidey games
the official movie tie-in seemed to feature him as a broken, over-apologetic mess.
We must have a clip
here
here somewhere.
This could just be an issue with the script, as nearly all his lines and exchanges open with some sort of an apology or other backtrack on what he's been up to or where. But still, when you're at the time the face of Marvel in cinema, carrying some of that magnetism into the voice booth shouldn't have been that much of a challenge.
Okay, Doc. I'm here. Where is she? You have to tell me where he is. I have to save her. Carjacker killed an old man earlier today.
When it came to Kingdom Hearts 2, Aerith voice actor Mandy Moore didn't reprise the role a second time. Instead, American Pie star Mena Suvari took over, although her far too light tonality leaned way too heavily on what can be the worst part of RPG plot exposition.
Pause there again. It's always hilarious going back to whatever your take was at the time and seeing whether or not you still agree. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts since a long time ago. But that whole overly chirpy approach to Aerith is something that I guess they've played with over the years. I love the new voice actor that's in the remake. I forget what her name is, but her reactions that she's been doing on YouTube to herself being Aerith. If you just want to pick me up in the current times, go check that stuff out.
No matter how far away you are, once you find your light, I'm sure it will lead you back here again. So I'll stay here, and I'll cheer for you.
Oh,
in a game where the opening cutscene has
bad.
Curtis 50 Cent Jackson finishing a gig in an armoured bullet vest, only to receive payment from the club's owner in the form of a diamond-encrusted skull. Yes, a diamond-encrusted skull.
Where my skull?
You'd be forgiven for thinking this level of nonsense transferred into Jackson's lead performance. For the most part, it almost feels as if 50 Cent just turned up and recorded his lines all in one go, as whilst the members of G-Unit address him by name, he can't be bothered to do the same in return.
This was because in Giant Bomb, when they covered the game, Jeff Gerstmann pointed this out, that all the other members of G-Unit all address Fiddy by name. Like, hey, what's up, Fiddy? Let's do this, Fiddy. We should do this, Fiddy. And all he ever says in return is just, yeah, sure, whatever. And once you notice that, you can't not be aware of it throughout the entire game. That just and I know that like Jeff goes off on in his original video about like that whole assumption of him just wandering in, you know, everyone sort of worshipping the ground that Fiddy walks on. And, you know, he's only there for 10 minutes of that day. It's like that scene in The Simpsons when Krusty comes in, does his 3 lines and leaves. It reminds me of that. But yeah, little tidbit. Huge Giant Bomb fan, and that's where that thing was. This entry was inspired by.
Hey, 50. Hey, yo, check out these.
This game's great though.
50. Mr. 50.
Dialogue itself and
Unless you
delivery
really
is
care about the
some
voice
of the
acting.
stupidest you'll ever come across in all of gaming.
I need weapons. Is he safe? All
In
right.
all of gaming.
Far from what most people actually want when they Google Eliza Dushku wet.
Oh God,
her
wet.
role as Ruby in artificial
What?
mind and movements grindhouse style
Far from
shooter
what most
actually
people
made a
want when
character
they
that could have been
Google
remembered
Eliza
as a slick
Dushku
and
wet.
badass female into the most
2015
forgettable
me
part of the
is
entire thing.
cancelled. I miss games like this. You know, I miss them. I miss the whole thing with like Stranglehold and Dead to Rights and Wet as well, where it was just here's some slow motion, some twin pistols, some cool acrobatics, and a general sort of, you know, energetic sensibility, and just have fun with it. Just have fun with blowing the living hell out of everything. I miss those games. There hasn't been one in a long time. I miss Max Payne as well while we're on, but I missed all that stuff that was clearly inspired by The Matrix. It was just kind of like, well, let's just take that lobby scene from the end of the first movie and make that into a whole game. I adore that.
Something that when your game features a heap of set pieces ranging from a guns and swords battle across multiple moving car rooftops to flipping off any nearby surface in twin pistol toting slow motion glory is quite the achievement.
Okay, that I don't remember exactly recording that, but that sounds like such a little tongue twister that I'd planned out for myself. Oh, they're gonna love this. I'll do this massive long thing about slow motion glory, and it'll be my crowning voice acting achievement. It's not acting, is it? Just voice recording achievement. But obviously in the annals of time it's been completely buried, because who even goes back to this stuff? If you want to see more of stuff like this, just go on the video page organised by Oldest First. You can find some of our original coverage from EGX, which is a British it's a video game convention down in Birmingham that they do every year. You can see some of our early coverage of that. And there's also like all the old videos that are the very first attempts of when it was just me on the gaming channel before anybody else had started. And we were putting that stuff up. It's primitive to say the least.
Because you love books? Here's your fucking book.
Okay, Matthew
We didn't even censor that.
ruin Fallout New Vegas overall. But his performance is to be one of
So I was
the
gonna say.
worst, most lazy realizations of his formidable talent since the career-establishing Friends ended. It seems as if the scriptwriters
I don't know
of
everybody
Obsidian saw a heap of
freaking out
Friends
about that. I
episodes,
put
throwing
this
in as
in
many
because
lines as they could,
like,
where
yeah,
Perry could have
it
taken
doesn't
the ball and
ultimately
run with it.
ruin the
try,
game, but he's
too.
terrible in it. But I remember
Shake
people
from
saying
the
that it was
fan, will you?
intentional.
Hello. Yeah, it's a tricky world out
Hello.
there. If I made this my pleasure, that.
Almost every line just sounds like it was a first take. Voice performances like Perry's stick out like a sore thumb amongst the sea of
Back up
otherwise
my
solid
original
performances.
self on this.
It's safe to say that despite
But it might
the
just
many
because I'm a
things
huge
Destiny
Friends
does well,
fan. And then, yeah,
Peter
number
Dinklage's
two,
voiceover as your
Mr. Peter
companion
Dinklage.
ghost is utterly lifeless,
Peter
with his
Dinklage.
overall delivery having stress and
Remember
intonation
that?
in
What
all
a
the
time
wrong
that was.
places.
Peter Dinklage in Destiny. Game of
Granted,
Thrones
Dinklage
being
is
something that
supposed to be
you
playing
respected and cared
emotionless
about.
AI, but
It's like a
being is
different
created by a
lifetime.
random celestial entity and tasked with resurrecting your character for the sake of some alien head bashing, you'd think Bungie would have told him to at least try and make the whole thing sound exciting.
Zing.
It's a bit of a strange turn from an actor we know can knock it out of the park.
Okay, the Skywatch is just on the other side of the steps. Well, I'm ready if you are.
He wasn't
You know,
ready.
This place must have
He
been
wasn't ready until he's now been patched out and replaced by no one more,
Lots of motion
which will
ahead.
happen to all of us.
It's rare that you get a game that
Oh
doesn't have
God,
a single
Michael
thing
Biehn.
going for it. But from initial conception,
I don't know if I
to
talk about it
gameplay,
in the
even
entry.
cast
Probably a bit
involved,
find out if I didn't
nobody
talk over
bothered to even
myself.
go
But
out
at the
and
same
buy a
time,
coat of polish, let
Michael
alone
Biehn had a
buy it to
horrible
be
time on
Alexa's
set, and
disaster.
apparently he just
Terminator
called
star
out
Michael
Gearbox,
Bihn's
and the whole
cutscenes
recording
as
session
Dwayne
was
hits
terrible,
ground
which is why he
everything to a
sounds
halt
like
whenever he was on
he just
screen,
can't be bothered.
with even the opening
Cannot
cutscene
be
being a
bothered.
pretty good idea of just how phoned in the entire project was going to be.
My unit has suffered immense casualties on LV-426.
Just half asleep in it.
Still, being that Biehn was the star of Terminator before Schwarzenegger totally eclipsed him, and the fact that his character in the game was a reprise of his role from Aliens, he should have been able to grumble his way through a few militaristic lines of dialogue.
Corporal Hicks from the USS Sulaco. Wish you had stuff they're gonna figure out. Then you better hurry, sir. Last FTL leaves soon and it ain't coming back.
Bless him.
Are there any other terrible celebrity voiceovers
Yes,
we missed?
mine.
Let us know in
But
the
I'm not
comments below.
celebrity,
And
just
don't forget
bad.
to subscribe.
Oh, okay, that's all we had for the ending back then. All we asked you to do was please subscribe and please stick with us. No, I don't want you to queue up anything else. YouTube, I'm fine. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's been a pained reaction to how life used to be 5 years ago. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, whether you'd like me to do more of these things. I think it's a one-off. I don't want to do more because then I'm forced to reconcile with the absolute toss that I once said. So we'll see what you think down below. This is all in celebration of the main WhatCulture channel hitting 2 million members. So ultimately, thank you very, very, very much for sticking with us the whole time. It's kind of incredible. It's been a long ride, like I said, 5 years ago, but I'm damn proud of everything that we've managed to do. Even this horrible, broken, weirdly half asleep stuff, I'm still proud of it. So take care of yourselves. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys next time.